Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, dear brothers and sisters. Today we delve into the depths of Surah Al-Qamar, the 54th chapter of the Holy Quran. This surah, named after the Arabic word for the moon, holds a special place in Islamic history. It narrates a profound miracle, a testament to Allah's boundless power and the truth of Prophet Muhammad's message. This surah serves as a powerful reminder for all of humanity. It emphasizes the consequences of rejecting Allah's signs. It also reiterates the importance of faith and the certainty of the Day of Judgment. Join me as we explore the historical context, the miracle itself, and the profound lessons embedded within the verses of Surah Al-Qamar. Let us embark on this journey of understanding and reflection together. To truly grasp the magnitude of the events in Surah Al-Qamar, we must journey back to 7th century Mecca. It was a time of great turmoil and spiritual unrest. The city was steeped in idolatry. The Kaaba, once a sacred house of monotheism, was crowded with idols. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had begun preaching the message of Islam. He called for the worship of one God, Allah. His message resonated with some who embraced Islam wholeheartedly. However, it was met with fierce resistance from others, particularly the ruling elite of Mecca, the Quraish. The Quraish were staunchly opposed to the Prophet's message. They felt threatened by the growing influence of Islam. They resorted to various tactics to discredit the Prophet and suppress the spread of Islam. As the Prophet's message gained momentum, the Quraysh intensified their opposition. They desperately sought ways to disprove him. In their arrogance, they demanded a sign from Allah, a miracle to prove the authenticity of his prophethood. The Quraysh, in their skepticism, challenged the Prophet with an audacious demand. They asked for nothing short of extraordinary proof, a blatant display of divine power. They sought tangible evidence to validate his claims, something that would defy the laws of nature as they knew them. Their demand was a calculated attempt to discredit the Prophet. They believed that such a grand spectacle was impossible, even for God. They were confident that this impossible request would expose him as a fraud. In response to the Quraysh's challenge, Allah revealed a miracle of unimaginable proportions. He split the moon in two, a celestial spectacle witnessed by the people of Mecca. This extraordinary event, as described in the very first verse of Surah Al-Qamar, left the onlookers in awe and disbelief. The night sky, typically illuminated by the moon's soft glow, was suddenly pierced by an otherworldly light. The moon, a celestial body seemingly permanent and unchanging, was torn asunder. The two halves of the moon stood apart, a clear chasm separating them, before rejoining as if nothing had happened. This event wasn't a mere illusion or a trick of the light. It was a real, tangible event, witnessed by many. The sight of the moon splitting was so awe-inspiring, so contrary to their understanding of the natural world, that it left an indelible mark on the witnesses. Section 5, Ibn Mas'ud's account, a testimony from a companion. Among the eyewitnesses of this miraculous event was Ibn Mas'ud, a close companion of the Prophet. He vividly described the experience, saying, "The moon was split into two parts during the lifetime of Allah's messenger. One part appeared on one side of the mountain and the other on the other side. Allah's messenger said, 'Bear witness to this.'" Sahih al-Bukhari 3869. Ibn Mas'ud's account is particularly significant. He was known for his precise memory and truthful nature. His testimony provides a first-hand account of the miracle, solidifying its authenticity within Islamic tradition. His words echo through time, reminding us of the power of Allah and the truthfulness of Prophet Muhammad's message. This event wasn't just a local phenomenon visible only in Mecca. Historical accounts from various parts of the world corroborate the occurrence of an unusual celestial event during that period. This reinforces the claim that the splitting of the moon was a global phenomenon. Section 6 echoes across time and lands, validating the miracle. The splitting of the moon wasn't just a local phenomenon visible only in Mecca. Historical accounts from various parts of the world corroborate the occurrence of an unusual celestial event during that period. This reinforces the claim that the splitting of the moon was a global phenomenon. For instance, there are records from India that mention the moon appearing split in two. These accounts, independent of Islamic tradition, lend further credence to the miracle described in Surah Al-Qamar. This convergence of historical narratives from different corners of the globe strengthens the case for the miracle's authenticity. The fact that this event is documented in diverse cultures and geographical locations, independent of Islamic historical accounts, underscores its significance. It highlights the magnitude of the miracle and emphasizes its impact on the world stage. Section 7. Unfolding the Layers, Interpreting Surah Al-Qamar. While the splitting of the moon is a central theme, Surah Al-Qamar's message extends far beyond this single event. The surah delves into various themes, including the consequences of rejecting Allah's signs, the inevitability of the Day of Judgment, and the importance of faith and righteous actions. The surah serves as a stern warning to those who stubbornly deny the truth, even when presented with irrefutable evidence. It emphasizes that miracles alone cannot sway the hearts of those who choose disbelief. Despite witnessing the moon split, the Quraish remained unconvinced, attributing it to magic or sorcery. Surah Al-Qamar reminds us that true guidance comes from Allah alone. It emphasizes the importance of recognizing and heeding His signs. It calls upon us to reflect upon the natural world around us and recognize the divine power at play. Section 8. The Weight of Denial, Warnings and Admonitions. Surah Al-Qamar doesn't shy away from addressing those who stubbornly deny the truth. It serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of rejecting Allah's signs. The surah highlights the stories of past nations who, despite witnessing miracles, chose to disregard the divine message and faced severe repercussions for their disbelief. The surah recounts the stories of Noah, Aad, Thamud, and Pharaoh, all of whom were destroyed for their arrogance and denial of the prophets sent to guide them. These historical narratives serve as cautionary tales reminding us that rejecting Allah's message has dire consequences. The fate of these nations serves as a powerful reminder that no one is exempt from the consequences of their actions. It emphasizes that Allah's justice is absolute and that those who persist in disbelief will ultimately face His judgment. Section 9. Beyond the Horizon, the Inevitable Day of Judgment. The surah repeatedly emphasizes the certainty of the Day of Judgment. It paints a vivid picture of that momentous day, describing the upheaval of the natural order and the terror that will grip the hearts of disbelievers. It reminds us that this life is temporary and that we will all be held accountable for our deeds on the Day of Judgment. The surah emphasizes that on that day, wealth, status, and power will be of no avail. Only those who lived their lives in accordance with Allah's will and believed in His messengers will find solace and salvation. It serves as a powerful reminder to prioritize our actions in this life and strive for righteousness. Surah Al-Qamar encourages believers to remain steadfast in their faith and to remember that this worldly life is but a fleeting test. It reminds us that the ultimate reward lies in the hereafter. Section 10. Finding Solace in Recitation, Virtues of Surah Al-Qamar. Reciting Surah Al-Qamar is believed to hold numerous virtues for believers. It is said to bring peace and tranquility to the heart, reminding one of Allah's power and mercy. The surah's message, when reflected upon deeply, can strengthen faith and provide solace during times of hardship. It is narrated that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, used to recite Surah Al-Qamar in his Qiyam, night prayers, seeking closeness to Allah. This practice highlights the surah's spiritual significance and its ability to connect believers with the divine. Regular recitation of Surah Al-Qamar can serve as a reminder of the importance of faith, the certainty of the Day of Judgment, and the consequences of rejecting Allah's message. It can inspire us to lead more righteous lives and strive for Allah's pleasure. Section 11. A Timeless Message, Reflecting on the Splitting of the Moon. Surah Al-Qamar, with its powerful narrative of the splitting of the moon, offers profound lessons for people of all times. It serves as a reminder of Allah's boundless power and the authenticity of Prophet Muhammad's message. The surah encourages us to reflect upon the signs of Allah present in the world around us and to recognize His greatness. The surah emphasizes the importance of faith, righteous actions, and the inevitability of the Day of Judgment. It warns against arrogance, disbelief, and the pursuit of worldly desires at the expense of the hereafter. As we conclude our reflection on Surah Al-Qamar, let us strive to internalize its message and implement its teachings in our lives. Let us remember the miracle of the splitting of the moon not just as a historical event but as a timeless reminder of Allah's power and the importance of submitting to His will. May Allah grant us understanding and guidance. Jazakum Allahu Khairan for joining me on this journey through Surat Al-Qamar. May Allah increase our knowledge and make us among those who benefit from His reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.